Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to WrestleSlam special. It feels like a special because Jerry, it's been so damn long. It's been so long since we just came together. The two of us sitting down through Zoom. It's been that long, and I give away. It is myself, Matt Murphy, on hosting duties. This would go well, and I'm with Jerry Collin himself. Phil is not with us, unfortunately. He's a busy man. Hectic schedule. We all have hectic schedules these days. Jerry, how you doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm good, my man, and it's good to have you back. It's been a busy 2, 3, 4 weeks for the team here at WrestleSlam, but it's good to have you back, my man, after another luxury holiday. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this show, bro.
Yeah, a luxury holiday. One of them was for professional reasons, obviously. So
Mm.
came back and safe to say a lot has been going on in the wacky world of wrestling, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a crazy 2, 3, 4 weeks. A lot of stuff happening. Obviously, you have the main headlines, but yeah, it's been a busy couple of months in the wrestling world, busy couple of weeks. And yeah, there's some big things on the horizon, as you know.
Yeah, as you know, and I think the big one, of course, is WWE now changing platforms to a little streaming service that's coming up in the world called Netflix. Um,
Mm.
this has kind of been a subject that we haven't been talking much about on WrestleSlam. It's been on everyone's mind that pretty much like in the middle of this year, we found out that WWE is going to be moving to Netflix Raw. We thought we don't know if that actually is working, but they're actually going through with it. And safe to say that it's not just going to be on streaming platform. There's going to be like a lot of changes happening, do you think?
Yeah, it's like I'm a big fan of Netflix. Like when Netflix first broke onto the scene them years ago, everyone was talking about it, and it was like it was hard to believe you get all this stuff for €10 a month. But it's backed up. It's backed up and it's done. Netflix is it's a big platform, probably the biggest platform in the world right now. When you look at it, like when you have YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, like Netflix is just different gravy. But yeah, they've made a bold move to bring Raw, SmackDown to Netflix. Well, sorry, is it just Raw or is it Raw and SmackDown? It's Raw, is it?
I think they keep saying that is going to be Raw, but there's
Well,
talk that
maybe SmackDown, yeah, SmackDown might be on another network, but the fact that they have Raw, the household show of WWE on Netflix from January 6th, live in Los Angeles in the Dome. Yeah, it's a real. My only concern, Matt, is that I hope they do fix the buffering issues because, as people will know, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight happened a few days ago. Massive buffering issues,
yeah.
massive. So that's my only concern. Will you be able to fix that?
Yeah, that's we were like discussing is of course the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. I'm gonna try and hold my composure for this one. That we all know the results of that match, but we won't get into it as of yet. Let's talk positive. But yeah, for the boxing match, a lot of people has been complaining about buffering going on in Netflix, and this drew the eye to WWE, Triple H himself. They're kind of a bit of cold feet going over to Netflix, having to fix this problem. And if that's the case, if they don't fix it, not just for WWE, but Netflix probably lost a huge deal, I would say.
Yeah. No, they did. They did. Yeah, look, I do like this whole Netflix, the way they're trying to bring sports to the platform and entertainment. You know what I mean? There's talks the NFL is going to make a move there. There's talks that we'll see perhaps the UFC somehow connect and maybe put the odd pay-per-view on Netflix. But serious platform, even kids know what Netflix is, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? There's probably hundreds of millions of people around the world that have Netflix. So yeah, they just have to kind of maybe be braced for the backlash. There's a backlash with anything this day and age. I think no
Mhm.
matter how good a platform is, there's always going to be a backlash from a certain percentage. But yeah, no, I the thoughts of being able to be in bed and to turn on Netflix and then you have Raw in front of you live. It's that blows my mind. And I never thought we would have seen that day, but no, we do have that day next year, January 6th, and I'll be definitely watching Raw live on Netflix. And I don't stay up late anymore, very often, Matt, but that'll be something I will stay up for because it's a historic moment for us wrestling fans.
Yeah, it's always to me right now is a good time being a wrestling fan. Always has been a good time to be wrestling fans, but so much has been going on wrestling. Like again, we have taken a hiatus last week. I know that unfortunately I couldn't make join yourself and Phil, but a lot has been happening. Of course, so much to cover, but there's one event that will be coming up very soon, which is Survivor Series. Now. Of course, this is a really quick episode. So about next week we will be talking about all things that will be happening at Survivor Series this year. But so far the layout and the build-up I think is actually fucking class at this point. I can't forget. I feel like that they're gonna change it down to war games down the line, but that's just me. Jerry, what's your thoughts on this year's Survivor Series coming up so far?
Yeah, like the last couple of years have been kind of, you know, they've been okay. Like for me back in the day, Matt, when I was growing up and I was a teenager, like Survivor Series was definitely a top four pay-per-view. Like the Rumble was always my favorite. Like Mania was always incredible. So like, you have Mania, Rumble, SummerSlam, and then you had Survivor Series, and that was the four biggest for me. But it's looking good. Like obviously we've got Roman back. There's this phone call he made to Paul Heyman. The phone's engaged. A lot of people reckon, we might see Brock Lesnar come back and team up with Roman. We just a lot of things being thrown around the pipeline at the moment, but I'm looking forward to it. I am hopeful that we are all available on this particular Saturday night slash Sunday morning. Um, and we might get to watch it together.
I wonder where we're gonna be watching it though. Would we be watching at somebody's house in particular? Maybe some
Oh yes, oh
maybe
yes. We might bring the WrestleSlam jet and fly over. No, yeah, we will. We'll. If we're not in the Macau Casino, I'm sure, Matt, we'll end up in either my house, your house,
Yeah,
or Phil's house.
we're gonna get the rest of the time jet. We're just gonna be flying towards London and back again just to get the all the use up all the paradise we got with the jet, I say.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm looking forward for Survivor Series myself, like and all that, because I know a lot of people thinks that Survivor Series there used to be like this big four pay-per-views like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, the last one, but it still has some iconic moments. I suppose Survivor Series, so many. Like this is going to be an on-the-spot question now, but Jay, what's probably your favorite Survivor Series moment on right now?
I'm gonna say Psycho Sid becoming WWF champion.
Oh, nice one, nice one.
Hmm.
Yeah, the late Psycho Sid. Was that his only title run? Title,
I think he had two titles, two WWF titles, but I remember his entrance at Survivor Series, and that for me was an iconic moment. But what I think didn't Brett and Stone Cold have that iconic match as well? That was Survivor Series, wasn't it?
they did, yeah, they did. Probably one of my favorite matches of all
Yeah,
time.
quick match, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's because they made history by doing the good old U-turn that Austin walked in as the heel, left the face, Brett left as the heel himself. Like so, it's kind of like an unreal moment. I forgot about that. I forgot about that
Hmm.
Survivor Series. So it's kind of like Survivor Series still is relevant, has so many moments. Like for me.
Massive moments. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, one of my first Survivor Series I saw, I'm gonna get a lot of hate by saying this, was during
Hmm.
the Invasion storyline. It was the WCW taking on WWE. It was a shite. We all know it's a shite pay-per-view storyline. It could have been so much better, but I thought the match at Survivor Series was just like epic. I thought when I was a kid. Looking back and I'm like, still a good moment. So it was a good introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great moment.
Yeah. Now, speaking of great possible moments, we of course got Royal Rumble coming up in 2025. One of my favorite pay-per-views, one of your favorite pay-per-views, one of everyone's pay-per-views, because how iconic the match is, one of the best wrestling matches ever put together. There is talks that we have one particular wrestler coming back, and that's the Mr. John Cena himself, if we can see him. Uh, of course that he said that unfortunately that 2025 will be his last competitive year. What's your thoughts on seeing John Cena win the Royal Rumble? Because personally, Jerry, it's upsetting to say I cannot see him winning the Rumble. But I do, if he is come back, I want to see him having some iconic moments.
Yeah, I think it is a big possibility that he will win the Royal Rumble, but I see him being the last two and narrowly just going over the ropes. But saying that, it comes down to who's around and who's in that Rumble. After all, I believe Joe Hendry will be one of the entrants in that Royal Rumble. Me and you, Matt, will be ecstatic if that happens. But I'm looking forward to John Cena's last kind of couple of matches and months within WWE. He's one of the greats, in my opinion, definitely top three. Just a humble guy, nice guy, brought us so many great matches, memories, and much more. And I like the way he still respects the business. He's
Mm.
coming back. He's doing some tours, such and such, and he's just a great guy. I'm a big John Cena fan, and he's had a marvelous career. He's done really well for himself, and you know what I mean. He's just definitely one of the best in the business.
Definitely, definitely. Now, I know a lot of people on there saying about this that, Cena hasn't been like doing the best when it comes to competitive matches. Uh, and any matches he's been competing recently, they have to be safe, obviously, because he's now being in one or two big movies lately. I would love
Mm.
to see if he can just say, no, I want to do the proper legit matches, the proper bumps, the proper risks, just because end up like his last career in style, I would say. And I think that'll be starting off with the Rumble if he is coming back.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will. He'll take a leaf out of The Rock. The Rock came back and has looked better than he ever did, and he's taking the bumps. He's looking like $1 million, and he's probably the highest paid grossing movie star in Hollywood right now, and these last couple of years. But it'd be good to see Cena take a few bumps. I generally believe if he's in the Rumble, I highly recommend he is, and believe he is. He'll be in the last two. Does he win it, or does he narrowly get thrown out? It remains to be seen, but I hope that he has a good path from the Rumble all the way up until Mania or when he bows out. And for me, that's important. Don't fuck it up. You know what I mean? Make sure he goes out with a bang. Not like the way Kurt Angle went out against Corbin. I
Mm,
think you know what I mean. Cena needs to go down a high, and that's what he deserves.
he definitely does and deserves. I can't even think right now about what his best opponent's going to be for the last one. A lot of people like to meme it's Cody Rhodes because he likes to insert himself in so many storylines. But look, what we're gonna wait and see. Cena, we can't see you, but we will see you all throughout this year, bio. And before we wrap up, of course, we will talk about a country that we know very well called Ireland, because there's a few wrestling shows going on. This past weekend, Hard Knocks was on. It's actually their final show of this year till February the 16th. Saw some great highlights. Galaccini himself,
Genie.
Genie, the man with the mustache, won the All Ireland Championship. It is just actually an iconic moment, I would say, in his hometown. Feel good moment. Anyone who ever goes to Hard Knocks, you would be in for a good treat, especially with Dalton's Warehouse. So, Steve Savage, Robbie, everyone put it together. It was a great show. And of course, we have another Irish show coming up in RCW. That's coming up on the 11th, I believe, of December with Mr. Paul London and Jerry. So we're going to talk more near time, but what's your thoughts on uh, RCW's Christmas special coming up?
What a time to be alive. Paul London coming to Ireland, coming to Fight Factory and RCW. Cannot wait for this show in December, guys. We played a big role, I suppose, in wrestling these last 10 years across the country. But when RCW announced its debut and announced all its dates and shows, we were blown away. But look what we have this December, guys. It's going to be unique. Tickets are on sale, as you know, guys. Eventbrite.ie. The pub is an iconic venue, and I can't wait. The card is going to be sick. And you have LJ Clary too on that card and many other names, and I cannot wait. And it's a great time of the year. I'm going to have my glass of Coke. I'm going to have my Christmas jumper on, and I'm going to be like a child at Christmas. I cannot wait.
Yeah. We all know that the Late Late Toy Show is going to be on the night afterwards, but this will be the most iconic Christmas moment in Ireland history, lads. We hope to see you there. We'll talk more in the meantime. So yeah, this is the episode. Very short and sweet, like we said. As we said, we both have very busy schedules. Uh, I grew hair this week, and then it's just gone again. That's how hectic we were. Lads, so thanks very much, lads, for watching. Be sure to follow us on TikTok at WrestleSlam. That's our legit TikTok page. We are going up all over the world. Jerry, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No final thoughts. It was good to get on air. We're back to normality next week. Yet again, Phil he had a last minute meeting, so he couldn't make the show. And I had to bring the little guy football training. But yeah, look, it's great to be on air. It's great to see all our fans. We'll be back in full flow next week. Do check out my interview as well with Steve Macklin, a TNA superstar. That's on YouTube right now, and it's doing great numbers. So guys, yet again, thank you.
Yeah, boost those numbers up. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll talk to you soon on a proper schedule next week. All the best.